Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries today. Hope you're well. Well, as previewed today, I'm going to do a makeup tutorial on drag for a Halloween outfit ensemble look that I had 1994. So I guess disclaimer is I am doing this totally blind. I did not practice at all, and I do not have my glasses on. So what you are seeing is me doing this uh, without glasses on. And I will try to cheat to you as much as I can. And let's just dive in because this is going to be like speed drag, like I said. And I also promised that I was going to talk about, excuse the glasses every once in a while, I was going to talk about Fun with Dick and Jane. Fun with Dick and Jane, the movie that I did. Yes. Um, this one was something that I milked forever. This particular, by the way, I do eyes first, lips, and then I do the face. I have to. That's how I have to do it. I did this commercial for Crest toothpaste because I was, like king of commercials. Remember, we always talk about that. That's how I started, and that's how I ended. And Commercials Unlimited was the best agency that I have ever known, ever heard of, ever wanted to be a part of. Not that I didn't want to be with my theatrical agents over the years, but as it turned out with each one of them, this is secret stuff, I'm not telling you what it is. As it turned out with each one of them, it didn't really end up a situation that I wanted, believe it or not. But Commercials Unlimited was owned by a woman by the name of Sonia Warren Brandon, and she was a genius. Her agency lasted, good God, forever. I didn't really start like when I was doing the 6-year-old stuff, the Mountain Dew commercial and all that. That started with a woman by the name of Beverly Hecht. But Beverly was also an institution. She was very small. It was just her, basically. But she, again, was one of these that got all the kids, all the commercials, right? So I went from Beverly Hecht. I had to move ahead. So I moved to my theatrical agent, which I will not name because I have not the greatest relationship with that agency. They were the ones, let's just say, that got me involved in ET. So now I'm going to do a weird thing right now, which I didn't really plan on how. I might lean out of the camera a bit, but I just have to create my skeleton. So in order to do that like this is a little bit difficult. So I'm going to move my little mirror here just a little bit closer, and I promise I'll do it as fast as I can. So, when I left Beverly Hecht, God love her, she was amazing, and remained a very good friend throughout her life until, of course, she had to retire, but she'd been doing it forever. And so then my theatrical division, or theatrical agency, I should say, had a commercial division, as many of them do, right? So I went with them. And I got a lot of work through my agency theatrically that I was with, that had me when I was with ET. But it wasn't because of them. In fact, I just remembered one of their names, which I won't say, because I did not really end up on very good terms with that agency, like whatsoever. And that's really not, I'm not like under any kind of court order or whatever. But I don't know, it just turned kind of ugly. And I didn't, it got like weird, and I was hip to it kind of right when I was doing ET, because they had handled me through everything. Excuse me, you guys. up to ET, right? So I'm like doing all that kid acting through that agency. But just because agencies get you stuff doesn't mean they're good agencies. You're the one that gets the work, right? Right. Don't ever forget it, you guys. You're the one that pulls in the money, not them. They help themselves get you work so that what? So that they can get money, obviously. And who can blame them? That's their charge in life or their professional calling to make or think they make money for people. And if you're going to do that for a living, learn how to negotiate really good contracts. I know I'm getting way off topic here, but why not? You know, what else is new, right? So, when I was with that agency, in their commercial division, this was after I left Beverly Hills. And like I said, I didn't have to worry about my work in commercials. You know, it was just a given that I worked. I just always did. And that's the weird thing. I know I'm going off topic, but I'll get to Fun with Dick and Jane. That's the weirdest thing about this whole thing is like, you know, going on the assumption that I'm so sorry for leaning away from you guys. I don't know. Why, I don't know. Why was I always the boy next door in commercials? But for some reason, I became some kind of bad boy with, that's good enough for right now. With, so see, basically I need to draw my, like, my skeleton of how I'm doing my, especially since I'm doing this with, God, I hope you can see me. I'm going to try and bring this as close as I can. So that's what I was saying is like, here I am, like the boy next door, right? All the way past ET. All the way past ET. But I'm being sent out by my commercial agents for you know, like the guy that comes home from war and sees like, you know, Bob Hope or whatever selling like real estate or something. That was me. Okay, so who cares? You'll notice I'm really not concentrating on the inner part. I really focus on popping my eyes outward. That's how I did it last time. I'm telling you I'm showing you what I did back in the day. So anyway, got that part done. Ta-da! So I'm doing well no matter where I am with commercial agents, right? And I am with this agency, which I'm not going to dignify with a name, but let's go for a brown just so I'm more like comfortable not going black all the way. Now, I used to do my eyebrows like sometimes just that's it, right? I don't have like stuff to press over it. I didn't plan on doing too much cover up because I'm doing the red, but since what the hell? I know it's looking Vulcan-y, but I think I'm just gonna do my straight up brows. I'm sorry to get off topic again, but the reason that I don't have like, you know, when I put out like my headshots and stuff and you see them, notice, not that you're like following along with my headshots, but notice I have like bushy eyebrows, right? So, I don't have bushy eyebrows anymore mostly because of drag. It started with like this kind of disorder that somebody gave me about not being able to, I can't see your eyes, Sean, I can't see your eyes. So of course, my brain took that to mean that I needed to do something about it because I wasn't good enough. So, gosh, I hope that you guys can see this. because I can't. I am doing this literally blind. Let me try it this way. So that sort of triggered this thing I've talked about in other shows. Little things that I'm not saying they can give you like a flat out disorder, but really can contribute to you having a completely different idea of yourself. And so, hence, the eyebrows not being even, oh my God, they're so much thinner than they used to be, you guys. This whole area I'm drawing in, again, I'm doing like a really crappy job just like I did back then, are like, well, like kind of like what you're seeing, like that bushy, thick, like they hung over my eyes. And they're in all those friggin' headshots. And then drag happened. Now, usually when I do this, it would be pop, I go pop straight up, but I'm not going to bother, whatever, because I'm not going to focus too much on them anyway. Okay. How are we looking? Like hell. Okay. So anyway, I'm being handled across the board by, I keep wanting to say the agency's name, and I don't want to say the agency's name. And I'm working, and I get this commercial. There was a campaign for Crest toothpaste, and you'd have to be 100 years old like me to remember this campaign, because it was this old actor named Arthur O'Connell, and he had been in like Bus Stop with Marilyn Monroe and all these old black and white films. But of course, as folks are still doing, they go and get into commercials because that's where the money is, right? Way back then. So Mr. O'Connell, just like the Squeeze the Charmin person and all that stuff, was the Mr. Goodwin. That's what they called him, Mr. Goodwin. And Mr. Goodwin had advice for everybody. Did he ever? Anyone that came in the friggin' place had some problem that was like destroying their life, having to do with their teeth. If it wasn't a housewife or a family or God knows what, I don't know. But this was Mr. O'Connell's gig for quite some time, actually. Again, you guys, I am fully doing this with no glasses on whatsoever. So my gig, which ended up, and the only reason I'm going into this is because it's how I got Fun with Dick and Jane. It's literally, I would not have that film. And I mentioned it maybe a couple of times before, a few times, that I didn't have to even audition for that. I just completely got a call that, show up to the set. The director wants you. Never before, obviously, and never since. Why did that happen? I do not know. But Mr. Ted Kotcheff, who had done, God, I wish I remember his resume at the moment, but I don't, because he was a very, not just comedic, he had done, I want to say like The Last Detail, but that wasn't him. That was a Nicholson film. And so, out of the clear friggin' blue, he wants me to play the son in Fun with Dick and Jane. I know it's looking a mess. Just like me. So, here he is, and I get this call to show up to the set because, for fittings and stuff, obviously you don't get, like, here, show up and bring some clothes, like an extra. No, it doesn't work that way, or it didn't at the time. So basically, they just kind of try to explain to me, look, you got this part, like, and you didn't have to do anything, and so whatever. Kind of like, don't get too comfortable with that, because this never happens. And I'm like, whatever, it'll happen.